Hey, let's put this in the simplest of all terms. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is the biggest celebrity on the face of the planet today. Now, whether he's a blue chipper, the people's champion, or as we know him right now, the final boss, The Rock has always commanded all of the attention in the arena since the very first moment he made his WWE debut at the 1996 Survivor Series. Born into this business, The Rock would become WWE's first ever third-generation superstar, following in the footsteps of his father and grandfather. Who had competed in WWE rings before him.
Dwayne had the huge responsibility. There's a legacy, and you have to take it so seriously.
Even with incredibly high expectations, the Great One surpassed them all, along with the usual achievements if your name is The Rock: 2 Intercontinental Championships, 5 Tag Team Championships, 8 WWE Heavyweight Championships, a Royal Rumble victory, not even to forget the fact that The Rock once led an entire nation. The Rock has one of the more noteworthy feats in WWE history, earning WrestleMania victories over Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and John Cena. Each of these men are known as the faces of their respective era. Each of these men found out what happens when you go one-on-one. Oh, you know the rest. Of course, The Rock rivaled Stone Cold Steve Austin's popularity during the vaunted Attitude Era, tearing opponents down with rock bottoms and people's elbows while tearing them apart on the mic with cutting one-liners and catchphrases that are still recited to this day.
If you smell, know your role and shut your mouth!
He ended CM Punk's 434-day title reign as WWE Champion at the 2013 Royal Rumble as well, after having only competed twice over the previous 9 years, displaying the always-ready mentality and physical conditioning on which he has built his global brand. But you don't need me to rattle off The Rock's resume to you, now do you? Of course not. The man is an occasion unto himself. He has headlined the biggest events against WWE's most iconic superstars and has always found a way to, how does he put it? Layeth the smackdown on some jabroni's candy ass. I couldn't have said it better myself, although I think I may have just done that. But indeed, he has. On a Thursday night in February of 1997, The Rock, still known as Rocky Maivia, would find himself challenging for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Only a few months into his tenure, he would be matched up against a face that would ultimately become one of his most familiar and hated rivals, Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Seemingly overmatched by a more seasoned opponent, a youthful Rock would demonstrate all the traits that have come to define him in the years since: tenacity, high IQ, and that legendary Samoan strength to ultimately surprise Helmsley and kick off the first championship reign for Rocky Maivia. It would be the first step of a journey that has ultimately led The Rock into the pantheon of WWE's elite. So now it's all in your hands. It's up to you to showcase the undying drive that makes The Rock the hardest worker in the room to deliver a shocking upset against the Greenwich snob himself. guide The Rock to victory over Triple H at a very special Thursday, Raw Thursday, to give the first jolt to what would become the most electrifying career in sports entertainment.
Thank you, Paul Heyman, for the wonderful introduction, making my job a lot easier. In addition to everything that he listed, he mentioned 8-time world champion. He also held the WCW World Championship twice. However, the caveat being while it was held under the WWE banner during the Invasion angle. I'm not sure if WWE kind of considers it unsanctioned, like in a way like the $1 Million Man title or the FTW title in AEW. So just a little bit of food for thought. But anywho, on to this man, Hearst Helmsley, aka Triple H. What's there to say? Man is an icon. 5-time Intercontinental Champion. That was like multi-time World Champion. I want to say it was 14-time World Champion he is. And like a 3-time tag champion. 2 with Shawn Michaels, 1 with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And has the 2-man power trip, who the 2 of them held all the gold at one point. So that's pretty interesting. And at one point during his reign of terror, won the Intercontinental Championship and basically unified it in a way to quote-unquote discontinue it, and it was brought back like a year and a half later. So yeah, do with that information what you will. But these 2 are iconic. There's so much that I can say that it's like there's not enough time. In addition to the main events of WrestleMania that they both held, I think a combined 13 times, 7 for Triple H, 6 for The Rock. They actually did main event it together one time, and that was WrestleMania 16, also dubbed WrestleMania 2000. They were facing off in a 4-way match for the WWF World Championship at the time. WWF, but not important. Championship in the McMahon in Every Corner match, where literally all 4 members, Foley, Show, Mick Foley, Big Show, The Rock, and Triple H, had a McMahon in every corner. The McMahon's in every corner, if I remember correctly, and I'll put something on screen if I'm wrong. Triple H had Stephanie, The Rock had Vince, Big Show had Shane, and Linda had Mick Foley. If I'm wrong, again, there'll be a note on screen saying who was actually right. Who was actually with who. In addition, you have Triple H, who, while they didn't really touch up on it because obviously it's a showcase about the Samoan Dynasty, why would they cover this? Triple H led his fair share of factions. D-Generation X, he kind of co-led that with Shawn Michaels until, I want to say, 97, when Michaels had to retire for his back injury. Led it until about 2002, Michaels came back, everyone in DX kind of went their own separate ways, so they just stopped being together. And then he ended up in 2002, after Shawn Michaels came back, forming Evolution with Ric Flair, Batista, and Randy Orton, who all, man, they ran roughshod and held all the gold for a while. But
of this young superstar.
It's very hard to be, oh, these guys are this and that and the other. This is two icons. There's so much I can say that it's just very difficult to come up with everything to say, if that makes sense. If you ask me which one I would like to meet, definitely Triple H. I definitely want to meet Triple H over The Rock, only on the grounds that Triple H has kind of always been a favorite of mine, whereas The Rock, I was like, I didn't know he was a wrestler. So like my first exposure to The Rock was the game plan.
Hunter whipped into the corner, nobody home. Rocky hit hard, and now Hunter looks to take over this match.
Helmsley muscling Maivia up to the top turnbuckle and a big right hand. Helmsley with something big in mind here for his challenger tonight. Well, this is just blatant disrespect from the arrogant champion. Almost daring Rocky, hey, you really want my title? You really think you're going to be Intercontinental Champion?
Up to the top, hooking Rocky into a superplex. This could be it. Can Hunter capitalize? This could be it. Hook of the leg and a cover, and Rocky stays in it, getting his shoulder up.
Still not enough to put out the flame of Rocky Maivia. Hunter has to be asking himself, what else do I have in my arsenal? And I think we may get our answer, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time, I believe, before this one's over. Hunter hooking Rocky, taking his time, looking to put him away.
But Maivia just collapsed. This just shows you how much damage Hunter Hearst Helmsley has inflicted on the challenger in this matchup. I think Maivia's done. Official might want to step in, call this one.
The official checking on Rocky. Hunter Hearst Helmsley believes this is close to being over. Lifting him back up again. Rocky rolls through. Shoulders down. Rocky wins the title.
Rocky Maivia has shocked Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Here is your winner and the new Intercontinental Champion, Rocky Maivia.
Hey, don't diss the small package. Helps Steamboat win it from Savage at Mania 3. Helps Maivia win it against Triple H at a random Raw in '97. Peace out, y'all.